This November on Xbox is bringing a whole bunch of dates that you're going to want to remember, with huge new releases, day one additions to Game Pass, and brand new content for some of our favourite titles. So why don't we take a look at everything that's on the calendar this November. This is actually the first of 5 different games that are coming out on this very same day. And for our first course this month, we've got Plate Up, the chaotic cooking game which is getting served up straight onto Game Pass on November 2nd. This is definitely more overcooked than Cooking Mama, not for the faint of heart. You'll actually be working with up to 3 other players and you're going to be scrambling around the kitchen in a desperate effort to get each dish served up hot, on time, and fit for human consumption. Sounds easy. But that's not all. You're going to be able to design the restaurant itself, from the layout of the kitchen to the decor in the front of house. And if you run your restaurant just right, you'll actually unlock new equipment and even open up whole new locations to take your franchise to the next level. Although, if you can even make it to the end of the week without anyone catching fire, we'll also call that a win.
He might have started stomping around back in 1987, but Robocop isn't looking the slightest bit rusty in Rogue City, which arrives on the 2nd. In this FPS, players will be serving and protecting the people of Detroit. Sometimes that will mean handing out parking tickets and investigating crime scenes, but sometimes it will mean blowing away legions of bad guys with a vast arsenal of high-tech weapons. But the important thing is that you're here to help. Naturally, Robocop is working with only the most cutting-edge technology available, and Xbox Series X players can really look forward to laying down the law in full 4K Ultra HD.
I'm noticing a bit of a theme here because the Talos Principle 2 is another first-person game where you get to play as a robot, although this time around you're going to encounter a lot more problems that can't be solved with a grenade launcher. Unlucky. Much like the first game, this is going to be a thought-provoking puzzler that will have players exploring the world that's been left behind by humanity. The more puzzles you solve, and the deeper you delve into the game's mysterious megastructure, the more questions you'll be confronted with about the nature of life, the universe, and everything. Featuring a gorgeous soundtrack and a twisting story with multiple endings to unlock, the Talos Principle 2 arrives to bake all of our brains on November 2nd.
After doing a stint at Porsche, there's going to be more colourful crafting fun to be had in My Time at Sandrock. With little more than a rundown workshop and a dream, you're going to save this town from disaster. To do that, you'll need to scour the land for resources, fight off monsters, and build until you've created a sandy little paradise. There's a new combat system in place which allows players to shift seamlessly between melee and ranged attacks, plus over 30 new NPCs to meet when you're done kicking ass and feel like making new friends. Game Pass members can swing by Porsche right now and then head on to Sandrock when the new game arrives on the 2nd.
I know November 2nd is looking really busy, but you'll definitely want to make room for this next one. Thirsty Suitors is a game about a young woman named Jala who's dealing with the usual problems: judgmental parents, relationship drama, and a series of exes who can only be banished through spectacular turn-based battles. I mean, we've all been there. Okay, so maybe her problems aren't quite so run-of-the-mill, and neither is Thirsty Suitors. It combines those romantic showdowns with action-packed cooking sections and stylish skateboarding ones, along with an overarching story about love, family, and self-expression. It's a little bit different and a lot of bit awesome, and it's coming straight to Game Pass on November 2nd.
Aspiring astrobiologists are in for a treat on the 6th when the Invincible lands into the store. This first-person adventure sees players jetting off to an unexplored planet named Regis 3. There's lots for you to discover, from strange creatures to mind-boggling scientific phenomena, and it's up to you to decide how you want to interact with each new discovery. Imagine Firewatch, but in an utterly gorgeous intergalactic setting, a la Starfield. That's what you're getting here. Using a variety of incredibly cool Atom Punk style tools, you'll also want to try and figure out where the rest of your crew has wandered off to, before something else finds them for you. If you want to get a real vibe check of this retro futuristic space adventure, their website even has some comics for you to read here. Nice.
Here's a new signing we can all get excited about. Game Pass has snapped up Football Manager 2024 as a day one release on the 6th. The latest entry in the world's #1 football management sim series adds in a bunch of new tactical tweaks and timely additions. Japan's J-League has been added in all its fully licensed glory. The transfer system has been updated to include intermediaries to help you broker those trickier deals, and the opposition AI has actually been sharpened up to provide an even sterner, more dynamic challenge. So get your whiteboard out, furrow that brow, and prepare for another season of gegenpressing, fullback inverting, false 9 deploying fun. Just remember though, if you're a fan of sports simulation management games all up, the F1 Manager 23 is also available right now on Xbox Game Pass. Just don't get your football strategies mixed up with your car strategies. It's not Rocket League.
Arriving on the 7th, Spellforce Conquest of Eo is a turn-based strategy game that puts you in the shoes of a warmongering warlock, with a legion of loyal minions at their disposal. Become a necromancer and raise an army of the dead to do your bidding, study alchemy and brew up magical concoctions, or become an archivist and unleash the almighty power of the glyph. There are over 100 different troops to recruit and more than 60 spells to learn as you combine military might with magical powers into the ultimate strategy.
Kazuma Kiryu comes out swinging with third-person brawler Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. After faking his own death to protect those around him, which is a long story, but one you could play through plenty of thanks to Game Pass, our beloved gangster is now a secret agent with all the high-tech gadgetry and stylish sunglasses that comes with. And thanks to this colourful career path, Kiryu can now switch seamlessly between two styles of combat: the brutal, beat-in dition of a Yakuza and the swift, deadly precision of an agent. It's an exciting, only slightly ridiculous new direction to take an iconic character's story in, and the man who erased his name will be coming straight to Game Pass on November 9th. We can barely wait.
Activision Blizzard have just been welcomed into the Xbox family, and what better way to welcome them in than with the release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Arriving on November 10th, the latest entry in this record-obliterating first-person shooter series features another blockbusting campaign, a swath of new multiplayer modes for players to dig into, and an intriguing new open-world spin on zombies, which has multiple squads of players shooting up the undead together. And with this being a Call of Duty game, it goes without saying that everything here is absolutely top of the line. 60 FPS frame rates, ray tracing, spatial sound, HDR10, Modern Warfare 3 has got the whole works. And if you want more details on multiplayer, zombies, and indeed Warzone, Benny caught up with the devs in LA at COD Next, and you can watch them all by clicking the card up there.
Broken Roads takes players down under for a narrative-driven RPG set in a bleak, futuristic version of Australia. The only thing you'll have to guide you across this sun-scorched land is your moral compass, a unique mechanic which sees your character's moral philosophy shaped by the choices you make. Depending on what kind of person you play as, you'll actually get different dialogue choices and questing options available to you. And basically what this ends up meaning is that every player's journey will be unique to them as a result of their personal beliefs. So to be honest, if you don't like what you see when Broken Roads launches on the 14th, then you might have to ask yourself some questions.
Ever wanted to combine the intrusive thoughts we all have of stealing stuff, but also smashing down walls while you do so? Well, the console release of Teardown will have you very pleased indeed then. This heist game offers the ultimate smash and grab experience as players pull off daring robberies inside delightfully destructible environments. Go crashing through everything that stands between you and your prize using a variety of vehicles and explosives to clear a path to the goods. It's a true sandbox experience where everything you knock over can have a domino effect, opening up all sorts of potential for creative puzzle solving, emergent gameplay, and hilarious disasters. Demolition was scheduled for the 29th of October, so pick up Teardown and get smashing.
Persona 5's epic tale of inner demons and plucky teens is going to continue on the 16th with the strategic spin-off Persona 5 Tactica. You'll be in charge of a full-blown emotional revolution as you try to free a strange new land from the tyrant who rules over them. Of course, they wouldn't be much of a tyrant without an army of goons at their beck and call, so you'll have to master a new form of grid-based battling to take them down. Combining familiar faces, new characters, and an adorable aesthetic, Tactica might just see the Phantom Thieves stealing our hearts all over again. And guess what? It's coming day one straight into Game Pass too. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you?
Finally, we've got a whole mess of ninjas sneaking in on the 17th with Naruto x Boruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. Not sure that bright orange is the best color for that line of work, but what do I know? This time around, the 3D fighting series has over 130 characters for players to pick from, each with their own unique styles and special abilities. There's even a simple mode to help more casual players to unleash those advanced ninjutsu techniques. Fight in fast-paced battles across 2 exciting storylines, including a brand new tale about a young boy who finds himself drawn into a ninja war after meeting a girl in an online game. Honestly, if I had a penny for every time that's happened to me.
Well, we can't go this entire video without having mentioned early access to a bit of DLC that we cannot wait for. Having already devastated Earth's defenses and traumatized his teenage son, Invincible's Omni-Man is now heading for the realm of Mortal Kombat to find more stuff, and indeed people, to destroy. Voiced by the one and only J.K. Simmons, Omni-Man is going to be Mortal Kombat 1's first DLC character, with plenty more on the way. And with all this coming to Xbox, it is sure to be a November to remember. But what are you guys most looking forward to? Hit the comments and let us know. Bye!